When did life get so damn difficult?
These new motherfuckers is pissing me off, dude. I swear, the millennials, is that what they call them?
Yeah, they call them the millennials.
What the fuck are y'all doing? There's not enough money to make. What the fuck is
I
going
don't
on?
understand, man.
I'm insulted. How much did you get paid to get insulted?
There are a great deal of privileges for all people on the planet. That we have access to a great deal of privileges, and people are walking around and running around here complaining like this is the begin. This is the Greeks just plundered and pillaged, you know, some fucking village in the middle of the Jordan River or some shit.
I bet they were insulted.
Yeah, I imagine so. But we have the ability to do a great deal in today's society, and we have a great deal of more. Our liberties is free to do a whole bunch of stuff, and people are complaining like they're being held back for some strange apparent reason, and mostly women with this gender equality bullshit. And then you got the gay people that act like they made up some shit fight that nobody cares that you're gay. Be gay and stay at the crib and do your thing, because straight people don't have a platform that gay people have.
Who are you to assume their agenda and where they should go? Why should gay people stand in the house?
I don't care. That was a suggestion.
I'm just because he don't be on Facebook. All right, no. He don't know what it's like.
No, I'm not getting in there. I'm sorry.
They don't know.
I'm not doing it.
They don't care. It's rough out there, man. It's rough out there, man. You be spitting facts and shit, and motherfuckers be like, "Oh man, you just man because you don't get no sex." You just
even if you agree with them, like, "Hey man, hey, it's cool, man." Or even with the female, like, look, I think you should go to college for 42 years and ruin your life, and miss out on having a family and all that stuff to figure out when you're 68 years old that you wanted a family and that you can't have that now. So yeah, I want you to go do that. And this is what I bring up. I said before, I don't believe in misogynist and whatever labels that women give men. I don't believe in any of that shit, because if any woman with some good sense will understand that men allowing women to do whatever the fuck that women say they need or want to do is a complete benefit for all men. Sure, there's a bunch of men that want to see, half naked women parading at the slut walk and doing all type of shit. Yeah, it's a bunch of men. So there's a benefit for us. So I don't understand. This is my thing. I just break it down to the
objection,
simple.
Your Honor. I don't want to see these sluts at the slut walk.
No. I say some men.
It's only been a couple times that actually some of them were actually good sluts, but the rest of the time it was like women that wanted to be sluts that was like they passed their curve too, and they shouldn't treat us like this. Like, bitch, curve. You ain't getting no play. Get the fuck out of here. They passed
their curve. And then the part that trips me out about all of these women,
it'd be hungover strippers at the slut walk.
all these women rebellion, whatever the hell, the women that be leading it be having families and be going on family vacations and stuff and having a great old time with their family. And then y'all just be yeah, we're women, and then y'all they are living the light. Like Beyonce came out with the whole single woman brigade.
Indeed, she did.
Y'all women followed that shit to a T. And
she was fucked around and got married on y'all.
Got married on everybody.
They was like, wait, ain't no dope boy trying to marry me. It's a secret, you know what I'm saying? I told him to the left, he ain't come back. What the fuck? Maybe this pussy is not from, what is it, Texas?
No, that shit, it don't need to be from Texas now.
Maybe this pussy ain't Creole. I don't know.
The family's.
But anyway, she misled him though.
Yeah, she misled a bunch of people. Like all women. I ain't gonna say all. I'm sorry, y'all, sensitive people. Majority of women mislead other women into believing some other bullshit. If you want to go to school and learn how to dig up fucking dinosaur bone, help yourself. Nobody cares. Do your thing. But what we're saying, what other people say is, you're going to be more miserable doing that, because your natural makeup is not to do that. all of that tough shit that men are supposed to do, biologically, um, that ain't for you. That's not your makeup. And that's why it's important to have two people in the household. So the man got the tough part of the shit, and then the woman got the tough part of the shit, and they keep each other in line, and they give the children both sides of the story.
What do
And
you?
then you can raise a child to be a well-rounded individual. You cannot raise a child to be a well-rounded individual when it ain't nothing but the mom in the crib with some whole emotional roller coaster ass shit. You don't even know which way is up or down, and y'all wonder what's wrong with these children out here because they're in the house with some emotional ass shit going on, and they just don't know. So you got the kids being punkers, gays, kids pretending to be gay. They ain't even gay.
What you got against gay people?
I don't have nothing against gay people.
Just fuck what you do.
No. Because
that's today's. So I don't know. Is it because we
stuff.
in the 80s? Like we come from the 80s. Like we used to like really tease and fuck gay people up. Then they told us that wasn't right. So okay, they people too. You told us they people too. Okay, cool, they people too. All right. So why you still making noise? You know what I'm saying? Like y'all wanted to get married. Okay, I got married. Why you still making noise? Oh, you going further? You want boys to be girls and girls to be boys? Okay, if they want to be like that, but please don't force them to be like that. Yeah. Please, you know what I'm saying? Please don't influence them to be like, oh, y'all got books, y'all got programs now trying to influence them. And that's where I think that's where that resentment, or if that's a word that comes for gay people, and not only gay people, but just people of these seems like multiplying by the day special sex of sex SECTS, not SEX, sex of individual humans that believe in the same thing that will go. That's why it's like 14 genders now. It's
what?
Like, dude, they are going. It was LGBTQT plus XYZ. The Pythagorean theorem was put on there at one point. You know what I'm saying?
How long have I been asking?
It was a slippery slope. If you accept one
right
fucking
then you got to go all the way.
You got to go all the way. Soon as you say, okay, all right, y'all want to get married under a religion that condemns you, fine, go ahead, do it. Okay, cool then. I get you can't assume my gender. Okay, you can't assume my age. Well, age, you can't really change that because that's how many years you were on the planet.
You can't change your gender.
Like how many different genitals is out there that categorizes us. I don't even want to get into this because making sense out of nonsense
is nonsense.
It's nonsense. Stop that. Please, can we get that point across? All of this crazy shit. That's why we say you got to travel. Go outside the country and then look at America from there.
Yeah, look at it from that. Yeah.
Right. Because this shit is banana. We live a high strung. I mean, it's at you 90% of the time. And with the rest of that time, you get to do your regular shit, like go to work, make money, pay bills, and shit like that. The rest of America is high fucking strung. When you find out that your president has been lying and misleading and corrupting people, and he's still the president, this shit not normal. In other countries, they do something else, committed a revolution or some shit. You know what I'm saying? But for some odd reason, us Americans have some type of tolerance for, being mistreated like this. And that goes from even politics to romance. You know what I'm saying? Like, you're willing to be complacent as long as there's peace. There's peace. I don't know, man.
As long as you get some form of, I guess, as long as you get your end of the deal, people in America would just put up with the silliest shit. That's just plain as day. It don't benefit nobody. It does not benefit nobody for women to be out on a fucking building skyscrapers. I hate bringing up certain shit because it is what it is. The bridges that failed all over the United States, that was a woman's construction company. They tried it, they failed.
Oh, shit.
Are you serious?
Yeah, it was a bunch of bridges that just didn't do it. They failed.
I just researched the first female captain of a ship.
When was it?
It was 2016.
What's wrong, women? Y'all.
And she quit since then. She that was the first. You would think like there's been all types of fiction with women in control of ships, whether they were spaceships or nautical ships. And it's like, okay, it's great fiction, but you can't take this fiction into reality. Okay, women don't want to have all that responsibility of lives and shit like that. Like, I would imagine, because I don't want it. Nobody wants that shit.
That's the other part.
But well, hold on, let me finish this. But we're equipped to handle that. Okay, I think that if we're in a situation where logic needs to be prevalent, I think that if I'm the only man in the room, I think I want to be making that, because I was forced in logic. I know logic. I don't know emotions. Women know emotions.
Yes,
like
I mean, especially when the quality of your lives is at stake, right?
Exactly. Shit. Well, nobody want to get fucked up.
Dealing with somebody's ego.
I mean, when have you ever been in an emergency and you have been like, "Oh my God, Susan, what should we do? It's just a plane. Just stay here. They'll tell us what to do." You know what I'm saying? And that's a dark joke, but that is highly like realistic.
It's a dark, really realistic joke because, like we always bring up,
Trigger somebody.
Anytime there's a natural disaster, I don't never see no women saving women and children or men anywhere. I don't never see it.
Exactly. Yo, what up, caller?
What up, BMV? What up, BMV? This Chris from Atlanta, man. What's happening, man?
What's happening, Chris? What's going on with you?
Nothing much, man. You know, I want to talk about some shit that pissed me off the other day. It was kind of relevant to MGTOW, but it's not necessarily
Chris,
related
hold
to
on.
MGTOW.
Keep that point, dog. When's the last time you had a vacation, man?
I said since 2017, since when I went to Disney with my family.
Well, it's about time you get your oil change,
vacation.
Man, because there's a lot of shit out here that will piss you the fuck off. All right, but we need some type of escape from that in order to offset it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I feel you. But every time you call in, man, I understand exactly what you're saying. But what I need to understand is that you're not dwelling on this shit, though.
Yeah, I'm not dwelling on too much on it, but it was something. It pissed me off too much because I just think about it and move on with it. I just move on, not dwell on too much. But it was not something about MGTOW. It was something that had related to MGTOW. And I'm pretty sure you guys heard about a study about a lot of, I think guys between 18 and 30 is having less sex, and they kept saying it was related to Me Too and stuff like that, other stuff going into it. And I was having a conversation with a friend of mine. He's like this conservative dude. He's like this black dude. He's conservative. He's like, we need to get man up and we need to ban the porn and video games. And you know how people just go on this stupid platform. And I was trying to tell my friend, I was like, maybe it's not the men, maybe it's the society men. And I was to quote Turtle Fleet Monkey on YouTube. It's like, we live in a fucking clown world. I'm like, society nowadays do not want men to be men. And when you sit here and make everything sexual harassment, sexual assault, make everything rape, and you tell men you're fucking toxic, and you sit here and you wonder why the fertility rate is dying, you wonder why men is like just saying fuck it to check it out. Like I went MGTOW month. I had the last sexual encounter I had was like 2017-ish. Went to that clinic. Luckily, I came out that shit scathed untouched. Went MGTOW month after that shit. I was like, fuck it. And I was telling my friend, I was like, yo, you can ban porn, you can ban video games. It's like, I'm laughing my ass off. I think currently in the UK recently, they banned porn. And the excuse they used, they was like, oh, we got to protect the kids. I'm like, y'all got to stop using that fucking, we got to protect the kids as excuse, as argument. The kids going to find ways to work around it. But, I don't hold on to the call too much. But, like, I just laughed my ass off at these traditionalists and trad cons who just try to bring men back to plantation. And and I said this I was listening to you guys. I was listening to you guys earlier talk about the climate we're living in with the gay shit being accepted. And I'm at this point now, and I'm just really, I'm a positive person. I try to be positive because I have two nieces. I have a second niece on the way, so I gotta be positive. But I ain't gonna lie to you. There's times sometimes I just want to say, fuck this world, just check out, bro. Like, it's so fucking frustrating. Not necessarily that, because you see men today just constantly get fucking persecuted. You don't even have to be black or white. You can just see men today is like, it's like, you see franchises like the MCU, James Bond. They talking about, doing the Me Too thing for like making James Bond current and all, with a female James Bond. I'm like, you know what, dude? I try to enjoy this stuff, but it's just like sometimes it's like, you know what, fuck this shit and just give up on it. Cause it's like, it's like the last hope I have, my room is full of comic book stuff. So like I try to have last batch hope in anime and sci-fi, but it's like with these franchises and with society just going to shit and society just like, we can't have nothing, man. It's like, women trying to take over the NBA with the female coach
Chris,
shit. And then the NFL and all the other stuff, but I don't want to hold up too much,
You can have whatever you want.
All right, bro. We about to hang up, but we about to tell you what we think about that.
You have to learn how.
Yeah.
What I learned.
Yeah. All right, then.
Women tried to make me a monster from it, but I had to learn how to. The stuff that I enjoy, I'm going to enjoy it at all costs. As long as I'm not hurting nobody, and that ain't even in my character. I'm the last person to get bucked, and when I get bucked, you better move. But I'm all about peace and love, because that's where all the good stuff comes from. I grew up in the Southern family, and I felt all that love at one particular point in time, and it just hit me, from my great grandmother. So you got to find your place, your area, your whatever the hell that you need to do to keep yourself sane. And when you run across people that try to take that away from you, leave them people alone. Because if people actually care about you and care about humanity, all that good stuff, they wouldn't make you sacrifice what gives you joy. They wouldn't make you do that. That gives you joy. Let them, man, go do your thing, man. Somebody we was having a conversation at work about spouses and girlfriends and all that stuff, and the trust thing came up. I was like, dude, if I was married, my wife can go on a sabbatical and fucking help, I don't know, whoever children over and whatever for a month.
The Mandingo tribe. She can do that.
She can go over there. I don't care. I don't care. And then, so I got called a weak ass man because I said I don't care, and I'm not confident, and I'm not whatever the hell. I'm like, dude, I'm not.
You're supposed to trust though.
Whoever I'm with, I'm going to trust them. I'm not about to go
hashtag believe women.
I'm not about to go look for nothing. That take way too much, energy.
You shouldn't have to.
You'll get your Christmas present early. Trust me. If your situation is fucked up like that, you'll get your Christmas present early. Trust me. So, don't look for that shit, man. Get out here, enjoy your life, man. Do the thing that you enjoy, that you enjoy to do, and understand that there's good and bad out here, man. And you just, as long as you ain't hurt nobody, go do your thing, man. And if somebody got a problem with that, leave them alone.
Yeah, that's great advice, man. Just to kind of piggyback on that, Chris, if I were you, I would just separate yourself from those type of people at all, because their objective is to just piss you off. You know what I'm saying? Or just
have attention at
disagree
your
with
expense.
you, whatever the case may be. Yeah. Right? Like, there's nothing. They'll never admit they're wrong. They'll never admit you have a valid point. That's not their goal.
Don't you hold your breath.
The best thing you can do, man, just completely separate yourself from them. If you got social media with them, just unfollow them, whatever you got to do, and just surround yourself around people who believe and think as you do, right? Because the type of world we live in, some get it, some don't. You know what I mean? There's a price for everything, man. And when you become conscious, when you start to see things for what they really are, man, you start to realize what it really is, right? Like, I've been asking for the nukes for a very long time.
You're coming.
You know what I mean? Because we've been talking about this for over a decade now. And now everything seems to be starting to materialize and come to fruition, man. So, I mean, what you're looking at is the beginning of the end.
Yeah.
That's what it is, right? Like, everything comes with its price, man. And right now, these people are clearly pushing these wild and obscene this gender, what do you call it?
Yeah, just
gender,
gender
neutral, gender equality, whatever,
but just further than that, what I have noticed is a pattern of just people challenging normal things that we already know like what goes up comes down.
Things that work.
And people, right. And there's girl and there's boy. There's the boys' washroom and there's the girls' washroom. They're challenging that now. They're challenging the fact that people with this set of genitals is, and these people with this set of genitals is this. They're trying to blur that lines. So I'm thinking, like, if you are trying to confuse us about what has been concrete for centuries, what the fuck is really your agenda? Why are you trying to confuse? And then I start seeing people saying shit like black women is God. Then I'm like, oh, okay. You want to remove what we've been believing for years, and you want to insert or inject what you want people to believe.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, because back in the 60s and 70s, family was a good thing. You know what I'm saying? But now women are looking at men like, you're my competition. I don't believe anything you say. You're a liar. I need to be independent, or I'm less of a woman, or, you know, this all this bullshit that's going on now. I've just seen that. I just wanted to interject that I've seen that pattern of challenging what we already know is true. You know what I'm saying? Marriage is a good thing. Marriage is a bad thing. What do you think? What do you think now? You don't even know, because people have presented situations. My bad. People have been presented situations that can challenge that make you question. That's why in court they say beyond a reasonable doubt. Right, you know what I'm saying? So there's been a reasonable doubt that has been raised for dumb motherfuckers, not me, but a lot of people. Y'all want to speak on that?
Yeah, I mean, here's the thing, man. Like, it's already over with. We've said it numerous times, because we're in a position now where feelings are more important than truth. Mm-hmm. So when you get to that point, it's done.
Yeah.
Right? Because nothing can survive without honesty, without truth. It's over with. You know, you tell the truth now, you're gonna get shot at. You know what I'm saying? They're gonna kill your character, man. Like, that's just what it is. And it's no secret, right? If you come out right now and say, hey, if any male celebrity came out right now, I don't care if he's a basketball player, actor, politician, whatever, said, hey, I support men. What I can do to help little boys.
Yeah, he's fired.
Somebody is going to say he hates women.
They're going to find offensive.
Someone is going to say he hates women.
And that's a sickness in itself.
Yep.
I think until we identify that, or we expose that and show people how fucked up that is, for lack of better words.
Fucked up what is?
Fucked up that right off the bat, your shit is not to trust this gender right here, based off gender, based off race. But that's just the modern way of putting it. It's just fucked up that you don't like men. Where did you get that
I
shit
hear you,
from?
Goku.
Where'd you get that from?
Maybe.
Yeah,
I
maybe
let
Thanos was he might have been right.
I don't know, but if Thanos, right, Goku, if Thanos snapped that, I think he would take out a lot of good motherfuckers too.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I think that shit was indiscriminate. Yeah. But if he was like, yo, everybody who has a self-serving agenda, I'll be like, I'm on Thanos' team. I'll die for that motherfucker right now. Get them the fuck out of here. Because they fucking everything up. Listen, in the relationship game, dude, there are people that mean to do well and people who mean to do not so well, right? That are out there victimizing people. They're taking advantage of people who mean to do well, right?
Right.
So if that's self-serving to me, is that not the definition?
Absolutely.
Right. So if people are self-serving, which means they don't give a fuck about nobody else. They're not doing shit for nobody else. There's nothing here. This glass was made for me to serve me, and only if it's not serving me, then it's a piece of shit. Okay, if we get rid of them type of people, I think the world will be a better place. And I'm just talking Thanos-lessly, FBI. I'm not like really like.
JX, what do you mean if the future of relationship is something else? Like what? What else could there be? I mean, men and women.
I mean, I was about to say dictate, but don't dictate. Tell. The reason why we supposed to get together is to bring on the next generation. This is what all animals on Earth. Okay, we can't do this unless we have the inclination or the instinct to reproduce, the human race would disappear. You know what I'm saying? So the only logical reason to have a relationship is to procreate and raise up the next generation. Okay. But in today's societies and standards, you can procreate under any, whether you can take care of it or not. If you can procreate and kill it if you want to. You know what I'm saying?
Even after it's born.
Different entities
Now,
degrees of good to bad people who believe in this extermination of life or the preservation of it. For what reason? We have to recognize the bullshit and call it the fuck out. Because these people will bullshit, will challenge the normal, and keep rolling as if that was the shit to do. It's only up to good men and women to sit up here and say, that's bullshit. That's wrong. Hey, little one, don't act like this fucking whore over here, or you're going to be fucked up when you grow up. Simple as that. And the people that fight against that ideology are the bad guys. Simple and plain.
Yeah, I got told.
Why is that so hard? Tell me why that's so hard.
I'm about to tell you. Because I've gotten told on several 50 million occasions about the stuff that we say, and it's wrong because...
Let's start with number one. I wish they would call a fucking show.
They're not going to call because...
No, because it's bullshit.
Yeah, because it's bullshit. Because and like a lot of the young dudes I try to explain that I run into, I'm like, dude, don't get hyped on what some of these situations look like from the outside. 20 times out of 20, their shit don't look like that. It's some bullshit going on in the game. I'm like, women have been led by whatever it's all of this. Hold on, let me breathe.
Here's the thing.
Hold on,
I got you. But what you were saying right there, I just want, before you get that, what you were saying right there is that I think, just like personally, like women, they don't know, they don't have logic, they don't know no better. They are going for what the best deal looks like to them. They don't have any male guidance to tell them that no, an oil change is not $850. They don't have that, so they're going for what they think is good.
No, I get that. My son's, not my mom, my son's other grandmother, when they got an oil change and somebody told her that she needed an engine flush. And I was like, what the fuck is that? I said, how much did they charge her? Oh, it was $300. It was really cheap. It was $375. I said, what do they do with engine flushes? What is an engine flush? I'm like, why didn't you call me? Because they said I needed it, so I got it. I'm like, what do you mean? The car's brand new. What do you mean you need an engine?
How do you convince? And this is what we need to come up with, dog. How do you? I'm not saying convince, but for a group of women not to trust men enough to stop for these pitfalls, because that was a big ass loss. This is a pitfall,
right. But this is the thing that pisses me off and that gets me at the crossroads. Mm-hmm. We all get hungry. This is super simple. We all get hungry, and when the hungry thing pop, boom, I need to eat. Mm-hmm. Simple logic. So when life comes along, you be like, boom, I need protection. I need guidance in this situation. That's how I assume it's supposed to go. So I had to stop assuming, but at the same time, I'm like, okay, I'm like, you gotta see this. Okay, I'm gonna take you for your word. You say you smart. Y'all the motherfuckers that's in college. All the women. It's 60% of the college students are women. So all women are in college. So
Black women are the most successful women in America.
So you're supposed to be the smartest. So I don't understand how come your situations and your outcomes aren't better.
How come you're not the happiest? How come you're not the most married?
I see the most miserable women walking. I just watch this shit all day. I be watching women. I'm like, man, she something happened. She fucked up. She's just mad. And when I look at different races, I see people, frolicking and happy and all. But I be like, man, this motherfucker, this man was upset. She made some bad decisions. And that dude, I ain't got no political agenda. I ain't got none of that shit. I hate politics because that's some shit somebody made up to try to make somebody else feel stupid. It has nothing to do with who, where, when, what, and how. That's all we live off of. Who, where, when, what, and how. I don't care what words you put before or behind this shit. Who, where, when, what, and how. That's how we live. That's how we find the answer to whatever the hell. You know, if people are trying to figure out neutrons and neurons and all that shit, then they can go beyond that. But the basic shits of life, who, where, when, what, and how, that's it. And women can't even get that part straight. And will sit up and argue with somebody tooth and nail when somebody be like, yeah, I agree with you. No, you don't understand. Women need to, I agree. Oh, no, you don't get it. Women need to, no, I just said, I agree. You can learn whatever the fuck it is that you want to learn. You don't get it. You're just trying to fight. I just said for the 9, you know, women do that type of goofy ass shit. And when you see, Chris, when you see and run into people like that, bail. Because they just don't get, they need to burn. And we all, you know, think and wish and hope for a better life for each other. And it's supposed to be all good. But like I've said previously on other shows, the evil of life has been lost. Nobody talks about it no more. There's good and bad. Nobody talks about the bad part no more. Everything is supposed to be cool. Female want to, you know, she want to strip. You know, you're supposed to support it because she has 50 million kids and you support the fact that she's trying to take care of her children. Nobody's going to talk about the fact that she shouldn't have had all them children to be trying to have to go strip and degrade herself for. You know, that's good and bad. Ain't no good people about to go and in a club with just all these random being and grind on. Ain't nobody no good people about to do no goofy shit like that. But, you know, people, the way society is going today, people will just be like, everything is being trying to be normalized. Oh, woman, she's being the entrepreneur, whatever the fuck. And that's what got me off of stop liking Big Mike. Because he, you know, he's from Atlanta. At first, I'm like, okay, he trying to kick some knowledge. And then he was like, oh no, all the women in Atlanta, you know, all the strippers, we should do this with the strip. I said, do what with the strip club?
Fucking clown.
I'm
dog.
like, dude, that's not nice. Women, we get talked about for objectifying women, but women go out and objectify themselves, and we're still,
nobody ever answers that. Nobody ever says anything about that.
Back in the day, all the young people that's listening, Dionne Warwick and I don't know however many other people, they used to throw CDs out and protest,
crunch them with a steamroller and shit. Remember that shit?
Women being objectified in videos, and Luke had to do all of this stuff, and, you know, to get the music so it can be heard and all that stuff. No, people, y'all don't understand. Them women went down on their own free will and kind of. And
they fill out applications.
They put in the app,
and they gave their social security number. So that means they was really, really down with this concept. Really down with it. I don't know if
they
was really, really down with this concept. All right.
3 years ago, they had a job fair, a stripper job fair in Atlanta. I don't know if anybody remembers this.
It had to be in Atlanta.
And it was women coming with their resume. I didn't know you needed a resume to strip. I didn't, but it was women coming to do the resume. They were coming up to the table.
I did Tootsie's in Miami.
They get a resume and then they dropped and did a split or they did a twerk or something to present I didn't know.
I did a few. Resume. I did a few senators in DC. I deserved this job.
This is simple shit.
I worked my way up to this.
Simple shit. This is how I operate. This is one of the reasons why I like Dick Gregory and why I like Malcolm X. They didn't have this whole political fucking jibber jabber going on. They just said what was, what it is, and they just left it at that. And nowadays, you know, this shit is just stop in it. Let these bitches burn. I don't even like saying bitches. Just let them burn. Just let them burn, man. So everybody can
niggas,
watch it.
Dog. So.
Everybody can watch.
I don't have no problem calling them bitches, dog, because they call us niggas all the time.
Yeah, I just never liked it, that word. I just never.
The only time where they have a problem with us calling them bitches is if we don't identify with thug genre.
Oh, okay.
We can't be good guys and be calling bitches bitches.
Right.
All right, that's only. But if we're known for calling bitches bitches, Okay, this is just regular fare, then, right? This is okay. We're telling you, BMV, this is regular fare right here, bitches. What you think about them, bitches? Nah.
I mean,
see
man,
Dolores Tucker. That's
yeah,
right. Was
dating,
steamrolling
marriage,
Tupac tapes.
I don't see it really continuing, man. Dating, marriage. I mean, at least for the masses.
What you mean?
You know, I mean, it hardly even exists now, man. You know what I'm saying? It's to the point now where it's obvious that it's just a contract.
I think, yeah,
I think MGTOW describes marriage as a retirement plan for women.
Yeah,
that is dope as fuck. Is that really?
Yeah.
That's a new T-shirt then, because
Yeah.
that's what it sounds like. It's when bitches finish whoring and doing all the things, and they start hitting that wall, and they can't get that rugby player no more. I don't know, and they're like, okay, I'm ready to check out. There's been a couple of. The only reason why I say that is because there's been a couple of chicks that's been like, yo, I'm tagging out on Legend. You know what I'm saying? He's got, this and that, but they didn't have what they needed to stay on. But anyway, I've just seen that tagging out. Like after I'm done with my fun, then I can go over and get me a good guy then. So what do we do about can we remove that? I don't think there's enough guys out here. I mean, because let's be honest right here. The majority of the men out here are pussy motivated. They motivated by sex.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
They don't want to say the things we're saying. They don't want to say the truth. They don't want to sit up here and, I don't know, be the truth because they're scared they might miss out on sex, right? So how do we battle that? I mean, there's more of them that's out there. I mean, because the agenda is being agreed with.
Right. We have to inform from birth. That's what one of the kids, I told you all, dude is 23 and he has a passion for cars. He wants to work on, and he wants to work on Bentleys and all this stuff. And I try to explain to him, I'm like, no, this is what he wants to do. Okay, but I was trying to explain to him. I'm like, dude, I said, the best thing to do for you to do is you go take this program out, because I dibble and dabble in cars, and I made the mistake with some other shit. So I was trying to explain to him so he don't have to make the same mistake. And he was like, no, man, I can't. But what about the weekend? I'm like, what do you mean about the weekend? Man, the girls, they only would like to come out and kick. I said, dude, fuck them bitches. I said, all these chicks that you talking about, they go to school, get these degrees so they can make money. They ain't worried about you.
Humongous
I said,
point.
dude,
that was a
go
humongous
to school.
Point.
I said, you have to do an internship over in Germany for a year and 3 months.
This dude,
go to Germany. I said, man, but that's Germany, man. I said, dude, listen to me. Everything that you see about every other country on the planet is a lie. Go and find out for yourself. It's not gonna hurt you, dude.
Yeah,
I'm like, you're a black man going to they're not about to fuck with you. And the first off, the white dudes been killing each other since the beginning of time. All we had to do was get out their fucking way and let them kill each other. But this is the problem. Men, fellas, you have to make a conscious decision who you're gonna have children with, if you're gonna have the children. And then make it evident, stand your ground. You got to stand your ground no matter the consequence. You got to stand your ground and raise your son and or daughter this way. Like, dude, man, woman, there is a difference. Neither one is good, no bad, or no whatever the fuck. There's just a difference. We all have a difference. Women fight because they have a different opinion, but then they don't want the different opinion. That's the fucking craziest shit. We're different and we want yeah, that's fine. You can be different. Be different all the fuck you want, but you got to understand what come with that. If you want to be different and don't fuck with no condom on, guess what's gonna happen? You're gonna have the tree growing out your fucking crotch.
You're gonna be different.
You're gonna be different. So if
you're free to do whatever the fuck you want to do.
Coke, and in your mind, you're Charlie Sheen. You're like, nothing's gonna happen. I'm gonna do crack and coke, and I'm gonna be Charlie Sheen.
I can guarantee.
In reality,
only one
for
thing.
Real life is 9 times out of 10, you're gonna sell your baby's Pampers and you're gonna do it all to get the crack.
You're gonna be different.
You're gonna be different. So come on, man. Come on.
I do have one. Go ahead, comment on that.
No, go ahead. What's your question?
But I wanted to get you guys' stance on women right now. I want to go around the room and do Big Country last. That's back on the radio show. I realize now why we used to do Big Country last, because
I be getting long-winded sometime, man.
No, it ain't that. It's just that you go straight the fuck in, dog, and it's not to be interrupted though. But your stance on American women right now, Quest.
Go ahead, Big Country. Big Country, he's in rhythm.
American women, I'm a firm believer. I gotta get this. We gotta make these t-shirts and hoodies and shit. But I call it. They're the toilet. They're the fucking toilet. You know, they don't understand. You know, people. You know, everybody cleans their toilet and they know how they clean their toilets. But you know, people come and shit in them toilets and do all type of nasty ass shit in them toilets, flushing sanitary napkins down, all that shit, and cigarette ashes and all type of shit. People flush that shit down the toilet. Cereal that you didn't finish. Everybody flush all type of shit down.
No, not the cereal.
All right.
And
not the cereal. Oh, that's disgusting.
And
soggy Captain
I try
Crunch.
to keep my dome straight on my perception, but I understand this is the majority because I'm one of them dudes. It's just instilled in me. My great grandmother, she was just a loving person. I don't care who you were. You came, she made you food. You ain't got no clothes. She broke out the sewing machine, made you a shirt or some pants or some shit. She made sure you had your shit.
That's
Smile on her face, warm, loving hug, good food. You can stay here until you get your shit straight. Boom. That's what she did.
Yeah, that was a real woman to me.
That's what she did. She did that shit, and
our
I witnessed it.
They defined that.
So it was instilled in me. So what I had to do was pay it, because I had to like limit myself so I wouldn't be getting used up so much, because it's just in my nature to help people. But these bitches out here, like I'll close doors so bitches can open up their own doors nowadays, because fuck, y'all equal. Open your fucking own door. Y'all want these privileges? Open your own fucking door. Do your own, fix your own fucking tire. I don't know how many. I used to stop and help women on the side of the road. Fix your shit by yourself. You're gonna pay the AAA guy, because you're not gonna pay me if I pull over. If I pull over and help you, I'm gonna bust my knuckles. I'm gonna get my clothes dirty to help you get your tire to get on your way to go suck somebody else's dick. Suck my dick on the side of the highway while I'm fixing your tire.
No,
this is my opinion about the American woman is you should have just stayed in your goddamn lane. We all have a lane to stay in. And people make it out to be some type of badass fucking idea to do what it is that you're supposed to do. We all go to work and do what we're supposed to do. Why the fuck can't you do it in society? Animals have this shit down packed. Animals, true. They don't have thumbs. People still don't understand when I be saying that shit. Do you understand? If you don't have no thumbs, you can't do nothing.
Yeah.
You can't wipe your ass. You cannot wipe your ass if you don't have thumbs. You can't pick up. You have to learn other.
You're gonna have to get creative if you don't have thumbs.
Creative if you don't have thumbs.
You gonna figure it out though.
If your big toes are gone, y'all. If people don't know, your big toes are your balance. That keeps you balanced. If you don't have your big toes, you're gonna be having 2 canes and all type of shit.
2 canes.
Going on. So the women in the United States of America, they're being led by evil. You know, personally, what I believe, they're being led by evil, and I feel let them be led by the evil. This is why I say, fellas, go outside this country and understand how other shit is going on, and I guarantee you would be extremely surprised that you are loved everywhere, but here, because there's an agenda here. There's an agenda here. These motherfuckers is crazy as hell. Motherfucker get on Instagram and twerk all day and then say, I'm not a whore. I'm tired of people asking me if I'm a porn star. but you just did a camel toe shot and you just posted it.
Right. Big country, let me chime in on that. Answer your question, JX. No, they'll take it to the grave. Burn themselves out. It's pretty evident at this point. They don't care. The question is, correct me if I'm wrong, Legend. What's my assessment on American women?
Yeah.
2019.
Mm-hmm.
It's big country had a lot of merit to what he stated. They're being led by evil, and some of them really just don't give a shit at the same time. Either way, the consequence will be the same. They believe in independence, which there's no such thing as independence. We're all codependent. We live in a society where a woman will tell you they love you, but they won't even ask you for your hand in marriage. Right? So what does that mean? They don't love you.
I don't think they understand that.
But at the same time, these same women who will not ask you for your hand in marriage will go ask for a job.
Mm-hmm.
Right? So what does that tell you? They value money more than you, more than life and family and stuff like this. But yet a lot of them walking around with kids. Right? So when you look at this conundrum, which is pretty much what it is, you're dealing with something and trying to make sense out of something that can never you could never achieve that, right? Because they act as if men are out to, I don't know, steal their souls or something and sell it to somebody, right? Like the reason, like all of this objection they have and all this challenging that they do, none of it makes sense. That there is no throne at the end of any of it, right? All you can do with these type of women is legit waste your time and sacrifice your own sanity.
Mm-hmm. That's exactly what you sacrifice, your own sanity.
That's all you're going to get out of it, right? I mean, but here's the thing: you have to appreciate these women for making it easy for you because they won't approach you, right? So they're doing you a favor, right? So you don't want to group with someone who won't approach you anyway because they're telling you they don't give a shit about you. And we've said this numerous times on the show. They don't have a clue, man. Like, if it's one thing that I've learned in my life to this point, like I always say, agree, disagree, all of that is insignificant because the truth does not give a shit.
Sure enough.
Nope. Right? It doesn't give a shit if we agree or not. And everybody, most of them claim they believe in God, whatever their belief is. If God appeared right now and told them all the truth, how many of them will still question that?
All of them.
Probably all of them.
Because
so,
it's not a part of their program.
Right. So they ask for honesty when they can't even differentiate what it is, even if it was given to them. Right. So trust, attraction, chemistry, they're all the same thing. It's no different. We don't choose physical attraction. None of us. When you look at something, it's either you find it attractive or you don't. Mm-hmm. I don't care if it's an outfit, a person, whatever it is. Your car, where you live, where you work, whatever.
A color.
Yep. So when you find it attractive, you already feel some type of way about it organically because attraction and trust are one and the same. They work in tandem. You've already invested a certain level of trust in it. Now we choose everything else. Mm-hmm. We choose if we're going to talk to that person, if we're going to be nice, an asshole, whatever the case may be, right? Like when most people start their career, they kind of walk into it with the best attitude possible. Right. I'm going to do what I got to do to make this work, blah, blah, blah. But when they approach companionship, it's the opposite. Right?
Why is that?
It's the opposite.
Right. Why is that?
So understand when you're talking about American
women. I think
women,
we are like this to our detractors right now.
Yeah. So when you're talking about American women, most of the issues that we suffer with them started generations ago.
Yep.
Right? Which is why a lot of them struggle and coexisting with it. Truthfully. Right? And when you're dealing with somebody who's programmed to not listen to you, to second guess everything you say, you have to ask yourself, what is your benefit?
Yep.
Right? The price is too much of a price for any man to pay. Absolutely. Because we've said it, and this is old school, all we get out of marriage or dating or whatever you want to call it is a good woman.
That's it.
What does that mean? I mean, yeah, there are certain similarities from man to man, but every man figures that out for himself. Mm-hmm. Right? There is no such thing as really getting to know someone. That it doesn't exist, because here's the thing, right? Like when they say, well, you got to get to know someone, all of it is bullshit, man. Dating is all bullshit, right? If there was a such thing as getting to know someone, once you cross that threshold, you wouldn't have any more problems. Why? Because you've gotten to know that person.
You gotten to know,
right?
Yep.
So, but we all know that 60% of marriages in America fail.
Logic.
And that's not even including the relationships that never even make it to marriage. Right? So day one, the whole point of talking to someone is to figure out what life will be like if you both decide to commit. So what does that tell you? The evaluation starts day one. The moment you say, hello, how are you? The evaluation starts then. So if that woman is doing anything other than showing you what type of partner she will be, why are you wasting your time?
Fuck out of there. Get the
Right?
fuck out of there.
You have to ask yourself, what is that period called from the moment you meet until the moment she feels like she's gotten to know you? What is that?
What
is
has
that in-between
happened?
period?
What has transpired to make her transition into that?
So it
I
makes-
like him now.
So you know what it is? It's all prostitution,
Mhm.
right? They're sizing you up based on what they figure out that you have.
She heard something that she wants.
That's all it is. But I tell any man, if you're out there dealing with a woman who would never ever even approach you, which is, I don't know, it's no harm in that whatsoever. But yet you have to ask yourself, these women have all these kids. It's like you had a baby by a guy you would never even approach on your own.
Wow.
And then you want to play shocked.
What does that say about your dumb ass?
That the situation ended up, I don't know, the way that it did.
Well,
it didn't work out because we cheated. It didn't work out because it didn't. No, cheating and all of that is not the reason why a situation or relationship failed. That's the result.
Yeah.
That's the result of a bunch of shit that was wrong beforehand. Whether somebody was a hypocrite, selfish, you name it. Right? So if a woman will not ask you for your hand in marriage, she don't deserve marriage. Fuck the feelings. You know what I'm saying? Look, the good book says love is unconditional. Right? And when they try to quote that scripture, a man that finds a wife finds a good thing, that simply means it's better for a man to be married. And I guarantee you, when they quote that scripture, none of them will quote the scripture where it says a man can have multiple wives. They won't quote that shit.
That doesn't benefit them.
Right. They won't quote Timothy 2:11, Proverbs 9:13, where it says a woman has to shut the fuck up.
No.
If you talk, you out of order. You know, you're not supposed to wear pants and all that type of shit. You know, they won't quote all that. So it's pure evil what you're dealing with. Now, obviously, this is not absolute. You know what I'm saying? We get that every female doesn't fit this description. However, the ones who remain silent are just as guilty.
Yep.
Absolutely.
They're just as guilty. Right? So people used to tell me a long time ago, man, Quest, you know, you controlling, you this and that, whatever. I knew what I was up against. You know what I'm saying? I knew what time it was. Let me tell you, man, whatever your belief is, for all the people who listen to the show, don't second guess your belief, man, for a woman's account.
No.
Seriously, don't.
No.
It ain't. I mean, the ends just don't justify the means. You have to ask yourself, what have you ever received from a woman that you talked to or dated that has actually helped you, that's benefited you in life? Has a woman ever shared anything with you intellectually that was so profound that it enhanced your quality of living? Probably not, because most of them talk about how they feel and what they want themselves. Rightfully so, though, because they're emotional creatures. Men, I get why they want to talk to us. We some cold ass mofos, dude.
Yeah.
We created philosophy, poetry, science, all of this shit.
And damn, everything you looking at.
Yeah, so I can imagine it's fascinating for them to actually want to engage into some type of dialogue with us, right? But how disrespectful is it for a person to live in your house and tell you every day they don't need you, they're independent? When you look around, men built everything that they utilize, the ground they walk on, the cars they drive in.
You think that's a psychological
every
move?
luxury that we are afforded to.
Yeah. So
is it a psychological move though? Because I mean, a man, I can't think of something that a man does not.
I mean, it doesn't matter.
Do
the consequences.
So if you tell somebody you cannot do this, then they're gonna try to, trump up and try to do it more.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So is that a psychological move?
Consequences would be the same. It doesn't matter what their allegiance is to it. Consequences would be the same, dude. It's like calling AIDS, I don't know, kumbaya.
Okay.
Or marshmallow.
Still about to be out of here.
Or whatever you want to call it. It's gonna deal with you the same way. You know what I mean? So
you're still gonna get sick.
Call it whatever you want to.
So the women that are about it, you can see it a mile away. You know, the women who really do care about family and having a man and stuff like that, you can see it a mile away. Most of them pretty much already in a position where they've already achieved that. Right?
The ones that want it, right?
Yeah, sidebar, fellas, the average woman, if there's a such thing, she gets approached more times in a day than any man does in a lifetime.
Really though.
Right?
Shit.
So for her to be out here single,
And put that together
and
with
they outnumber us. So it's for them to
and put that together with their sexual drive is at least on par with ours. If
It's
not
way
more.
higher.
It's way.
If not, that's why I said at least on par with ours,
intergalactic.
or not higher.
Nah, that shit way higher. Women,
So
there's some horny motherfuckers, boy.
Yeah. So, but then you start to think about the ruse, the trickery, the chicanery, the things that they tell us, the things that they put us through to make us think that sex, that we're the dogs, because we're the nasty ones, because we're always trying to fuck or some shit like that.
But they just dress like it.
Right. So what is that, Quest?
But they just dress like it.
Yeah. I mean, we're supposed to be the hyper sexualized ones, but these motherfuckers come out without no drawers on. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I don't know. I think it all depends on. We gotta wrap it up, dog. It all depends on your psyche. Like, they say the liberal media has all these ad hoc websites out there, and if one of them says, "Oh, they assume Brad Pitt's gender," all of them are gonna report on the same thing, and at least 10 of your friends on Facebook or whatever is gonna retweet it or whatever. Now everybody's thinking that Brad Pitt is racist, genderist, or whatever, because he assumes somebody that looks like a man is a man.
Right.
This is the age and time we're in right now. You have to be focused on who you are. Like I wanted to tell Chris, it does not matter what the fuck you into, what the fuck makes you smile, or what makes you happy. Do it. As long as it doesn't fuck anybody else up. Be wary of that.
Fellas,
Live your
Let me
dream.
give y'all some advice really quick, man. I forgot who exactly it was in the comments earlier. They said these women are really full of themselves, which is true. But this is how delusional they are when it comes to the reality of things. In Big Country, you just alluded to it a few seconds ago. There are way more women than men, right? We could be nice and say it's 4-1. We're not even going to include the gay population because that would just make it hilarious, right? If you include the gay women and men. But it's more women than men, right? And on top of that, they have a smaller window as far as from a physical aspect, as far as when they start to deteriorate.
Just like me.
Right? We preserve ourselves a lot faster. Right? So they obviously get to a certain age where they can't produce babies no more, et cetera, that type of stuff, right? So for them to be out here like I don't approach men, for them to be out here with the attitude and the approach to the whole settling down aspect or grabbing a good guy, for them to approach it the way they do lets you know how delusional they are, right? No one with a good degree of sense would tell you that their purpose in life is to work a job, right? So with that being said, you can't feel sorry for them when this is the approach that they take. And like I've said it before, there's a price for everything. So the reason you can tell what price the woman is paying when you first meet her by how she approaches you, how she talks to you. She's exemplifying and highlighting exactly what her karma is, so to speak. Right? Like if they can't tell a good situation from a bad situation, like if they ask certain questions, well, how do you know it's a good man? I would say just walk away right then and there, because she just admitted that she doesn't know a good opportunity from a bad one.
Right. I mean, that's
Sorry, y'all.
Oh, we gotta turn it on.
Yeah.
My
there we
bad.
go.
Okay, we need some more donations, dog.
Yeah. Just give some donations.
Just give. Yo, but just in closing, man, my thoughts on American women is that they're overprivileged, they are self-serving, they are selfish. I think this is what happens in first world countries where women don't have to deal with real issues like being circumcised or basically just enslaved like it does happen in other countries. Like the reason why women are so free in this country is because we gave them the rights to be. There's no Like there's very in third world countries, it doesn't go like this. They're still in the stage of we
Yeah.
gotta cook, we gotta cater to the man so they don't fuck us up. They still in that stage. You know what I'm saying? Not saying that that stage is right or whatever, but I just think it's just disgusting for women here to be faking being raped and shit when it is actually really,
Yeah.
really bad,
Some
really
very
bad
tragic
atrocities
shit going on.
really going on. Not only over there, but actually right here too. You know what I'm saying? I just think that this culture of whoredom in America, like back in the days, like if you look at rap videos back in the days, remember House Party? Sherane, they had on biker the cats. We was going crazy, dude. We was like,
Yeah.
oh my God, man, look at that. You know what I'm saying? But nowadays, it's just you can go to a party and see a girl titties in a fishnet tank top. And it's cool. It's all right. You know what I'm saying? You can't roll with this type of shit without thinking it doesn't have consequences. Okay. You can't roll with this shit and still try to claim dignity. You can't roll with this shit lying all the time and still try to claim that you need honesty. You can't have both at the same time. So you have to be realistic. But these type of people, we're here to tell you, these type of people are not realistic. So stop trying to spit logic to them. Stop trying to tell them what's right and try to sway them. They're gone, dog. They're out of here. They're not the same type. They're the opposite of us. They're our enemies. But we're not going to take action against them. We're just going to leave them alone. Get them the fuck out of here. Stop taking them serious. They're clowns. They don't make any difference out here. And one thing I wanted to talk about tonight, and we over now, you know what I'm saying, is about that white lady anchor that was laughing about Nipsey Hussle and shit like that. And what I wanted to say about that is that that's how the world looks at us. This shit is silly as fuck, dog. This gang banging shit, this killing each other's shit, this all that. And then when you can admit that black on black violence or gang banging violence or all this bullshit that black people subscribe to that's detrimental to their health and their life, once you renounce that and all of that, and you know that that's bullshit, when you see this shit go down, you just shake your head like there's millions of black people just like us right now. They hear about this tragic shit that happens and just be like, that's fucked up. You know what I'm saying? But then please believe there's other people out here like Asians, Latinos, and Caucasians. Okay. And when they see this senseless violence going down, and then they see us heralding these people that commit this senseless violence or that subscribe to this lifestyle, it's a joke.
Yeah.
It's like, whoa, wait a minute. How did y'all go from Martin Luther King to King Crip Nipsey? Exactly why is Nipsey sitting between Marcus Garvey and Harriet Tubman? And when you're outside, when you have some type of intelligence about you and you know that this shit is just fucked up, and you see your people floating down the river of ignorance, heralding and parading down the street. Somebody got killed at his funeral. You know that, right? When you subscribe to wild ass conspiracies instead of saying, hey, we as a people need to do better, man. I mean, even if it was a conspiracy, they still was able to influence one of our own to do. They knew exactly how to get us. Until we eliminate that on how to get us, how can we blame anybody else about victim? We victimized. I have a chance of being victimized by my brother more than I do to anybody else.
Yeah.
Especially out here, what you see out the window. So when I see all this greed, look, man, it's hard as fuck out here to be doing this shit called life by yourself. When I see you out here doing shit anti being with somebody else, you the enemy to me. I don't like you. Okay? You have been subscribing to some shit that is detrimental to not only me, but the rest of my people. I'm not saying black people, I'm just saying good people. Good people who want to have family, who want to see good things come out of the things that they do. You against that. And you want me to be tolerant to you? I can't. I have to do this shit. I have to say something about this shit. Because you trash, fam.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I'm tired of people heralding these people who are not really good people. If you want the thug to be the black man, if you want to look black man up in the dictionary and see Nipsey Hussle's picture, cool. Y'all can have that shit. I'm not gonna be a part of it. I'm not even entertained or co-signing anything close to that because y'all sick as fuck. Why the hell is Neil deGrasse not one of the top African Americans that's famous in the world right now? Based off knowledge. How can you sit up here and be mad at the system when you do not encourage our own people to infiltrate the system by being intelligent? Why do you encourage our people to be inside of the system instead of outside of the system, helping our people get out of the system? Why is it cool to be a thug and not a scholar? Until y'all get that shit straight, I can't be a part of this shit, dog. Fuck y'all. I can't do it.
Yeah.
I can't be like, yo, black people. Y'all some fucking clowns to me, dog. I got motherfucking cars and shit following me. Dude, I'm looking out for my own people than I am for the white man. I go out to the rooftop parties or whatever. We go out this summer. I bet you're not thinking about how fast can I get to the gun if some shit pop off. I guarantee you. If we sit up here and we're telling you that this shit is fucked up, we need to change this shit, and you motherfuckers is out there talking about, oh, it ain't that bad. Well, she had a reason. She wasn't raping nobody. She was just drugging and robbing because she had to do what she do. Fuck y'all. I'm not down with that shit. Fuck you and anybody that believe in that shit. Y'all got motherfuckers that came out with a college show trying to encourage people to go to college. Y'all put him in jail. Y'all fucking killed X, but Zimmerman's still walking out there.
Yeah.
Y'all think it's cool to drug and rob people? It's not cool to educate your people, but Future can say evil on his tracks, and y'all like, yeah, that's the hit. Drugs, alcohol, bitches, fucking, sucking, drinking,
smoking,
that's the shit for
fucking,
niggas.
fucking.
I can't get down with that shit. I'm too smart for that shit. Everybody else should be too, man. And that's all I got to say about that, dude. And for anybody who want to call me any names off of that, fuck you too. I don't give a fuck. All right? You're dusting. Thanos.
Okay.
We out of here?
Yeah, we out.
Peace out, y'all. Thanks for coming in.
Appreciate you guys.